Mr. Gerald Farrow. Take it away.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. My name is Gerald Farrow. I run business development for Adobe in North America. The product that I represent is the Adobe Digital Publishing Solution. Today I'm going to take you through some of the applications that are being used by some of our brand partners and some of our publishers, show you some of the capabilities of our feature set, and hopefully for any of the brand marketers out there, convert you into a customer at some point. So I have an app to show first. So we're going to start right here. This app was created by Dick's Sporting Good, and actually was going to be played louder to wake you up a little. So now we're just going to go into a few slides, and then I'll walk you through some of these solutions that we've done. Okay. So we started this product roughly 2 years ago in a sandbox project with Wired Magazine, and it quickly evolved from a publishing solution into a brand solution. That process took place not only with publishers, but it moved to the education market, the government market, and consumer products goods. The greatest vertical that actually touched our business was the pharmaceutical business. And I will give you some details on why they actually really exploited this solution. So here's some facts on the growth of the tablets. They say that it is greater than the iPhone, and many research things that come out, but we know, or you know, that since Verizon wasn't supporting it at first, it kind of swayed those numbers. But it's a great new form factor to be on, and our solution is going to be there to ride the market. Our publishing suite and the ability to create these applications is done within InDesign, and then a set of host of services within the digital publishing suite. So the content creators that know how to use InDesign, basic InDesign users, we give you an overlay panel where you have the capability to add these different types of interactivity. So you don't have to write code. So it's great for those that kind of miss the internet or the web and becoming a developer. This is basically gives someone with graphic skills the ability to create an interactive app. We have as you go through, we also are integrated into 2 workflow systems. That's if you're a large publisher that would use something like that, like Time Inc. or Condé Nast. And then the different article types that can be consumed would be a PDF, an HTML5, PNG file, or JPEG. And supported products right now is the iPad, the Android tablets, the Kindle Fire, and we just launched our iPhone viewer. Our tablet viewer, our Android viewer will be coming out later this year, as will a web viewer also. From a penetration standpoint, we currently represent over 50%, actually around 60% of the publications in the marketplace on the Apple newsstand. And I'll use the Apple Marketplace as a generic for tablet marketplace, if you will. And so those boxes in blue actually represent the content creators that are using our product. By the end of the year, we just signed a new customer, Meredith. We have a new customer coming, we believe, hopefully Time Inc., and we're working with several other large organizations to move this business forward. What's also important as far as from an advertising standpoint, we have the creation of what is called a .folio file, and this .folio file is what is created to go into the solution itself. So we've been meeting with agencies in the process to actually work on that workflow where an agency can deliver for an advertiser that file to a publication or any other type of content creator. From an engineering standpoint, people say, oh, should I develop it myself? What are the other solutions? We actually have over 100 engineers working on this product. It's not easy. It's a hard task. And that's important for as technology develops. So when Apple was launching the newsstand, Scott Forstall, that newsstand that they represented up there, six of the 9 titles were representative of Adobe solutions. And then when Jeff Bezos was launching the Kindle Fire, all the products represented during his presentation was also built on our solution. We give brands and content creators the ability to create 2 different types of applications. One is a single folio app where all the content is contained in that, so that could be something like the American Club, and that would be it. Or really a brand would probably move into a multi-folio app. For a magazine, it would contain the January, February, March issue. For a brand, it could contain things like a lookbook, a store locator. Actually, within the viewer that you see here on the right, you can actually customize that, and I'll give you some examples. But it's basically an HTML page that you can feed advertising into, you can merchandise products, and actually customize it however you like. From an enterprise value standpoint, we give you that ability to merchandise product. We give you the ability to target content based on the audience and frequency, so you can have a sign-in, whether it's a LDAP or a Facebook or whatever email passcode you want. And then what you could do is actually customize the content to whoever that reader is. And then attached to that, each of these applications are built with Omniture Analytics. The tagging's already done. So when you will, as a customer, you would have base analytic capabilities from the get-go. If you wanted to dig down into deeper analytics, through our Site Catalyst product, you could get down into much deeper analytics from there. And for this, you can accelerate brand adoption and audience growth by tying in these different products as you customize this page. Some research from an engagement standpoint, I think really the one fact for me is that consumers, once they buy their tablet, right now they're consuming 70% of their content, of their print content that they used to read in print, on the tablet device. So it's not like the Nordic Track that you buy, use for a month, and put in your garage. You actually use it from that point forward. Let's switch page here. As far as engagement, and this is the real nice thing about this product and for actually publication, web views and video are the most popular overlay types within the application, representing 58% of those elements. And when we talk about a web view or video, with a web view, a designer can actually go through their publication or create a box and say, okay, this is a web view, and then actually shoots out to an HTML, out to a page on your website. It could be your videos, it could be a questionnaire. It's being used for many different in many different ways. And I'll show you some examples of that. Lastly, from an advertising standpoint, there's a lot of video folks here, Tremor and whatever, but video is being delivered by advertisers and at the highest rate. And I don't think that's a surprise to anyone in this room. For market opportunities right now, obviously building ads. Agencies are using it and companies are using it for portfolios and pitch materials. I'll show you an example of Red Bulletin, but brands are using it to extend their lifestyle marketing and incorporating different products within it. Pharma, this company when we first started was Biomet, and these guys, you never want to go to these guys because they do cranium replacement parts and hip replacement parts. But they've taken this product and they're using it not only for their sales reps, they're using it for patient education, they're using it for doctor training to watch videos. And what's great is, so if the FDA says, okay, something's wrong, they can swiftly change it. So their cost, they're lowering their costs on printing products. They were actually spending $180,000 a year in warehousing of the printed products. They're cutting that back. So they're fully armed now. They just started using our restricted distribution, so a company can actually create an application and using an LDAP, actually deliver private content to that individual. And the same could work for a membership like the Smithsonian, who is also a customer, or the American Association of Lawyers or something of that sort. But you can actually then customize content that goes to those individuals. Marketing communications, here's a company, ADEC, that's using it for their new products of their dental furniture. Corporate communications, Bauer, Deloitte, Ernst & Young are using it for their annual reports. Customers like Credit Suisse is using it for kind of creating a better image with a younger audience, with custom publications. And then Sotheby's, one of our favorite clients, is using it for their catalogs, and I'll give you an example of that. But their fact was that they needed to be on the form factor. Roughly 30% of their audience, over 30% of their audience, owns tablets at this time. They represent the top, whatever, 1% of 1% as far as their customers. But what they wanted to do wasn't about cutting costs for them. It was about when Mr. Smith got on his plane in Aspen, Colorado, and was heading to Paris. The catalog was being sent to Aspen, Colorado, but he was on his way to Paris. Now they're able to stay connected with their customer through this process. Hence, the $118 million sale of Scream was caused by this. A company like RCI, Endless Vacation, is a division of Wyndham Worldwide. They're using it for direct sales. You can actually go through the application and book a room. Then we also are working with other retailers and catalog companies where they've created a lifestyle application. This is ASOS. They're a company out of Europe. They only have an online presence. They actually created a lifestyle publication here, and they're actually going to go from monthly frequency to weekly frequency with this product. So Adobe recently did some research and some findings about tablet visitors in general, that 21% spent more per purchase in 2011 than all other online consumers. So these consumers are great customers for any business. Tablet visitors spent 54% more than smartphone visitors, and tablet visitors were nearly 3 times more likely to buy products and services online than smartphone/desktop visitors. So from a marketplace and being on this form factor, it's very important for a brand. And this actually is just an example, is talking about how we have the analytics built in with limited lifting on a content creator's part. This is important from a publication standpoint to measure how the product is consumed. It's important for advertisers to see if their actually advertising is working, and then also determine what value they're getting from their ad spend. So I'm going to switch now to my iPad and just take you through a few things here that I think is kind of neat. This is an ad that appears in Wired magazine, and you push play. It's from Toyota. Those guys actually are probably the leader in digital advertising right now. This is where you can actually play this game. It tells you how to tilt it right and left. So it sets up a lot of engagement. And I'm afraid if I play this game here with these wires, it will be a little bit different, but I'll say go. So you go, move left. I'm not very good at this. But oh, there we go, crash. So you spend a little time with this product. It's part of this gaming, and I'm sure a company will be here eventually to put some additional advertising in it for any company that just wanted to create a game. So once I lose this, it takes 5 seconds to come back, so bear with me. So we're going to go out of there. One of our other customers was Red Bull, and Red Bull was very interesting because they had their goal was just to go global. So they are actually represented in 36 countries with different languages. This happens to be the older ones in the United States. What they have all this curated content, and they were able to take it from all their different events and then put it into this product and then deliver it worldwide. So here's an example of how they used HD video. So all through the publication, they actually deliver great video, HD video. Here's actually a link to their web TV, and it loads and plays. So that's a nice asset there. And then they also have other videos through it. again, obviously the videos are increasing their engagement and dealing with this young audience. You don't want to do that at home. So, and then moving from there, I'm going to take you on some of the products, some of the publishers that are using it that's impressive. This is actually an example of HTML. Fast Company had an app in the marketplace that was privately developed. It actually was a little wonky and wasn't working half the time, and they came to us because if you take a product and put it in the market and it doesn't work, you lose customers, and it's bad for the brand. So they've developed this. They actually use some creative outsourcing. But I'm going to take my finger here. It says wipe the glass. So I take my finger and wipe the glass, and it just comes off. So it's kind of neat execution that they've done to keep the consumer involved. Here's ASOS. This was the online retailer I spoke about. From a retail perspective, great design. You can go through here and shop the publication, do different things. So I like these. Let's see, the mouse bag. So I can order that mouse bag. I click here, sends me out to the website, and I complete the acquisition at their shopping cart. Adobe right now is working with 5 key retailers in the United States, covering different segments that we're going to actually build out a shopping cart within the application itself. So the consumer is going to be able to experience the publication at the end, push a button of the shopping cart. It will actually then go to the e-commerce or the T-commerce site, so the tablet commerce process continues. So I go here and I buy my mouse bag and I leave. So ASOS is actually just expanding on this platform after being just an online and actually penetrating the US market fairly quickly. Another piece of functionality we have is we added a social sharing feature to our product. So whether you're doing retail shopping or you're looking at a brand or reading an article, so this is good for publishers where they can increase subscriptions. It's good for companies to actually expand their social footprint. So I'm going through here, and here's a great story in Backpacker magazine, and I like it, and I use our social sharing feature, and I say, okay, I'm going to do it. Send it out to Facebook. Facebook comes up, hopefully. I put a little note in here. I say something about this. Great photos, but not as good as Wisconsin. Okay. And I'm going to send that out. I'm going to share that. So that will go to my Facebook page. I'm a little embarrassed. I might take you there. I have about 100 friends. So my social worth is not very high. But, okay, that will go. So I'll get to that in a second. So that's Backpacker. Then we have another customer here. Actually, this is a division of Condé Nast. They are a newspaper, and they have this little publication called Parade, and they put out a special issue. And actually with them, they actually had it sponsored by a product, and a Kellogg product, I believe, Keebler. And it's actually extending their brand because they're limited where Parade is distributed based on the newspapers that they have access to. Now they have the ability to go global with this product. What's nice, too, is that they're able to bring in advertisers and deliver them some other product. And then I was talking about the ability to customize the storefront. Here's a brand that was struggling and actually was one of the top 5 working with Adobe at the very beginning to build this product out. But this is where you customize that homepage, and you can build your brand and deliver whatever you want. So not only do they have their magazines, you click on the button here and you can go to books. So, and then you could click on another button and go to hats if you like, or whatever you wanted to market and sell there. And then working with a company in Sweden, and my Swedish is not very good, but this is a newspaper. It's called DM Plus, and what they've done is really nice. Is that they deliver news that's up to date. So you can have the application out in the market, but you can do updates to your folios via feeds. And so it will come up here, so they'll talk about the news here, and the weather's here. Here's an example of a slideshow, so I could push these buttons down below. And then I go, here's the sports page, so it will give me updated sports numbers when that happens. I'll show you that. Okay. Here we go to the sports page. Any questions so far? So anyway, the sports page will come up hopefully here in a second. There you go. And then if I page through and I come back, it will go and get more data for me again. And then there was this company that was strictly online, and actually going to the, actually I'll go back there. They had an online presence. It's called Funny or Die. It's owned by Judd Apatow and I believe Will Ferrell and a bunch of these comedians, and they wanted to be on this new form factor. So they created this. You can turn it horizontally, and it actually gives another image. But they actually completely pushed the envelope of how to use this product. I'll show you right here. So it says records. You talk, we listen. So okay, I'm going to push record. Wisconsin is great. Lots of cheese in the dishes. So I'm going to say auto file created. Please push those send.
You idiot, you can't do that with an iPad. Guess what? You're an idiot. You feel like an idiot now, don't you? Because you are.
There we go, that's a pretty good one. I usually end with that, but I feel I have 0 seconds. I just want to show you like 5 more brand things that are important. This is Oakley, and here's some nice functionality here where you can actually take your finger and bring content in and out. So they created a nice lookbook for that. Defender is from Raytheon, a defense contractor. They make lasers and photon things that shoot things out of the sky. They created this for a group of people that they go to and sell these, actually our budget that blows things up. And you can actually use your finger here and move the photon thing around, kind of crazy things. They use that. Final Hours is a division of Electronic Arts, and they created a thing where you can actually create a story where you answer a few questions. And so think of the way you can use this in your applications for your company. You go through here and it'll ask you questions, and you answer the questions, and then after you're done, it creates a video story based on what the questions that you've answered. So usually they say, okay, what sex is your shepherd? We say male. Click male. What did you save on the blah, blah, blah? I'm going to say Ashley because I can pronounce it. And lastly, it says, did you pursue a romance? And the crowd usually says yes. And then it will create this video story that's kind of neat. I wish it was faster.
Ashley needs medical attention.
Okay, that's the story there. Defender. Here's the, I talked about the dental company, and this will come up. So here's this, they're selling dental furniture, and here's this poor guy, a World War II vet. He's going to get all his teeth taken out, and he has to deal with this terrible furniture that he has to sit in. And then I was doing a presentation in front of the U.S. government and many different government departments, so I was using this World War II veteran. But then if you had this furniture, you have the Navy SEAL sitting in it, listening to his music, and he's just getting his teeth polished. And so he's buying this great new furniture from this company. So basically, from Adobe, we have a solution that actually meets needs that go across the board for different verticals. My colleague here is Tim Wolf. He handles all the sales and can help you if you have any questions. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Gerald. Anyone have any questions? Are we kind of pressed for? Yeah, did it go? We're pressed. Okay. As Gerald said, great presentation. Thank you very much. Some really impressive stuff. Tim is here and Gerald is here. You guys are here for the rest of the time until tomorrow, or as far as we know, as far as you know, for a couple hours. All right. So if you have any questions about the solution and about the things you saw, please grab these two guys and they'll be here for a little bit. With that, I must give it back to Kathy Taylor, our wonderful host.